Hi, everybody. Welcome to 2ZQ Hot Takes, where we discuss issues both big and small. I am your host, the very handsome Tim Kirk, and today I'll be talking about Somewhere in Life Crises. It seems like the concept of turning off and tuning out to de-stress does not have practical value at the moment. That was a 60s thing that long outlived its reasonable lifespan. Mindfulness is one thing. Stress is not eliminated by being aware of it any more than tumult is lessened by ignoring it. It still goes on no matter what. It's how you deal. I really loathe the feckless panacea offered to stressed out folks that says you must be mindful and in touch with yourself. Whenever I have heard that, I knew how in touch I was. I was stressed out beyond the limits of human endurance, and it wasn't because I didn't handle stress well. I was really good at handling stress, and because of that, more and more got piled on me. It's also kind of insulting that anyone in the mental health profession thinks that they alone possess this keen insight others who are culturally literate somehow lack, or anyone who goes to the pop psychology section of Amazon. Come on now. Some people deal with stress in their own ways. Some hit the gym, some use drugs, some drink, some eat, some slut around, some do all of those things. Some people change their appearance. What's weirder? People who have historically dressed casual and sexy and then suddenly become all buttoned down, or people who are all buttoned down and suddenly dress casual and sexy? The buttoned down guys who all of a sudden look like slobs dress down and do not, to me, look sexy, especially when they stop shaving on a regular basis. First question is he ill? The casual sexy guys look like they suddenly realize how old they are and want some respect, damn it. I like it when they start wearing those windshield-sized eyeglasses and sports jackets. That instantly makes me sit up and gasp at how dignified they are, like I'm staring at the front of a plaid RV. For me, it is always when I wear a jacket and tie. I am not a jacket and tie type of guy. So whenever I wear a jacket and tie in front of people who don't usually see me wearing a jacket and tie, they all tell me how smart I look. And they don't mean smart like fashionable or chic, just not dumb as a rock. Well, thank you for that flattering compliment, because otherwise it means you have taken me for a complete moron all this time. Aren't you good at handing out compliments? That's one thing. The other is that I am frequently mistaken for a police detective or a plainclothes cop. Doormen, domestic staff, just street-level people all over the place act like I am about to start asking questions. I have even had cops on the job ask if I was a cop while walking on the sidewalk during parades. Going to a gay bar in a jacket and tie, with the exception of the townhouse on East 58th Street, means that everybody in the place under 40 suddenly clams up and turns away. Those are usually the guys carrying party drugs on them and are afraid that they will be stopped, singled out, and searched. It's fun to just walk right up to those shrinking wallflowers and ask them anything. What are you fellas doing tonight? Having a good time? Yeah? They all freak out a teensy bit. They all look down and stutter, stumble a bit, shift their stance. You can see them gulp a little bit. They don't know. I don't tell them. I just say, have a good evening, gentlemen. Be safe. If I reach my hand in my breast pocket and stop myself, then pull it out again, they all freeze up. Then they all exhale deeply. If you're going to engage in ageism, it might as well be worth my while. I have to enjoy myself. And guys who do makeovers deserve a round of applause. Most of the time. Sometimes you see someone you know, and it's not just a haircut. It's, oh. Sometimes you see someone who has slipped, and they are drinking and or drugging a bit too much. You know? I previously talked about the crystal crisis, and I'm glad or relieved to be oblivious to all of it for the most part. And when I do see the dramatic changes in people I am at a loss because I do not have the skill, experience, or understanding to successfully confront or deal with what anyone is doing or going through. But then again, I am not a crystal user and never was. And that is one not so fine point. But then again, there are other self-destructive behaviors that I tend to shy away from because the people involved in those are usually people I don't like being in the company of in the first place. It is telltale with younger guys and people who are middle-aged too. Their grooming and hygiene seems to be fraying at the edges. I've seen younger people who stick around after happy hour and lost the friends they originally would come with, and then they take up with sketchy, self-destructive types, and their skin starts to look uneven and blotchy, and they lose focus, and their faces start to sag. Their bright, witty conversations turn to cackling and slurred speech, and you have to shake your head and wonder if they know that they can and should stop or at least slow down a little bit. But it isn't my call, and I certainly don't know them well enough to intervene, but it does give one pause for concern. I always hope that they do wake up before they become a lost cause. But I digress. Sometimes you see someone you know, and it's not just a haircut. It's, oh, you're wearing that. Aren't we daring? Only you could pull that look off. Not really. But I believe that some sort of stress has played an important role or was a deciding factor in their choice to change appearance. Hey, listen, life is too short. Go for it. Just don't expect everyone to be as kind as you are to your reflection, but go for it. Lately, I have been seeing older fellas who are sporting cooler, younger haircuts, and they actually do flatter them, so it's got to be really good for their self-image because they don't look foolish at all. It is really very becoming on these guys, so huzzah to you. I saw a guy who was well on the other side of 60, obviously takes care of himself, and he was wearing tight, faded jeans with embroidered decals and rolled up cuffs and suede shoes with no socks and a youngish haircut, and thought, well, you know, there are guys at piano bars who all look like Ed McMahon on his day off from Star Search. Not that there's anything wrong with that either. And hey, there's nothing wrong with that at all. Go for it. Go for it, guy. It looks like you're kind of hip. It's just a jolt. When you see someone you know who did not have hair on their head, and now they do, and they have no visible hairline, you bite your tongue. I'm not going to say anything in front of you, not even going to get into plastic surgery or Botox, because surgery is a thing people mostly plan on. And if they get it, it isn't sudden to them. With Restylane or Botox, you can always get the shots, then go away for a week. And when you come back, everyone tells you how great you look. To me, it's the weirdness of shift in dressing up and dressing down. That seems to come out of nowhere. But hell, Old Navy has sales all the time. So does Men's Warehouse. Thanks for listening. See you next time. And as the kiddies say, peace out.